Now, if you've suddenly switched careers and now you were in real estate and now you're a software developer, or you're a software developer and now you're in real estate, now your resume is really not going to support you.
Right.
So you definitely want to get your hands on a product like a TikTok Resumes or a HiredUp so that you can show who you are, because you don't have the experience anymore that you did in your previous career.
HiredUp podcast. We're back. It's been another prolonged break from our usual weekly upload, but it's all because of really good stuff happening. We've been, usually when people tend to lay low,
lots of stuff
is happening, and all good things too. So we've just kind of been in the office grinding away. We have a brand new UI design that I recently, more or less, it's never done, but more or less done. And we just have a lot of great app changes that are coming, a lot of exciting partnerships that are in the works, and we're kind of just setting up for the next stage. I feel like the next level up. So, even though it's been a little quiet on the podcast end, it's an exciting time, and I'm definitely excited to be a part of it. So
yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time we recorded what update we had.
It was
where are we at?
Yeah, I think it was. We announced like our first major.
That's right.
Major
app change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, obviously, the avalanche is coming.
Yeah, definitely. It's been exciting.
And then just obviously a lot going on in our personal lives as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if Evan talked about the fact that he recently got engaged.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
On the podcast.
I don't think you announced it
No,
yet.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
I know.
So,
Well, and I saw your post today, 100 days.
Less than 100. It's like
I
94.
started freaking out. I'm like, oh my God.
Which means that you're the same.
We're a week behind.
Yeah. So Evan's wedding is a week before Brianna's wedding.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of exciting things. I'm dealing with craziness in the housing world.
Right.
And everything that surrounds that in this market. So yeah, just a lot going on personally, a lot going on professionally, but all exciting stuff. So
Exactly. Well, didn't you tell us today that did you put an offer in on a house?
We did, yeah. Okay. I mean, more or less
on his dream house.
Yeah,
it's pretty much the dream house. It's pretty much, I never want to hyperbolize it, but I had never seen a house like this before, and I immediately connected with it so much that I was talking with the listing agent for about 30 minutes. She was a bit of an older lady, a bit kind of, a bit cold at first. I had to warm her up a bit, but. It got to the point where I was there just walking around for like an hour, and I just like sat in the living room area. Shayna wasn't with me. This was an open house.
Okay.
So I had just gone. I was just like, I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just had to see it in person. And I just was literally sitting in the living room by myself, just like
envisioning.
It. Yeah. And the living room's like has a cathedral sort of ceiling.
Okay.
So, and then it's like floor to ceiling window on the side, and it's overlooking the tree that's been built, that the deck has been built around.
Yeah.
So just kind of just my type of
what
thing.
You're looking for.
My type of thing, yeah.
How far would it be from the preserve, the hiking trail?
It's about like 8-minute drive.
Okay.
8-minute drive. So, yeah, not bad at all. And it's still like, 20, 30 minutes from downtown. So you feel far away, but you're not.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was at the top of our price range, and everything that comes with that. So
I know.
We put in an offer. We just did what we could, but like I told Shayna, I said, we don't have to get this house, but we have to put an offer in.
Yeah.
You have
yeah,
to do
at least
something.
try.
You have to do something.
That's all I ask for.
Yep.
Just an attempt, and then I'm happy. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Well, and y'all's backup kind of plan is looking in Addison too, right?
For like townhomes and apartments, kind of like the more far north Dallas area. So, Addison,
Which is still a great
Richardson.
location.
Yeah, it's just kind of, in my mind, if we're gonna do like the apartment townhome thing for a year, I envision that differently than I envision like a
Forever
pretty
home.
much forever
Yeah.
home. A forever home is gonna be in a certain location, but like a temporary housing situation I would rather be just 20 minutes from literally everything. So
Yep.
but the market's still a
nuts.
seller's market. It's still
Yeah, I
nuts.
I'm hoping it kind of calms down by February, because I think that's when we're going to really start to look.
Mhm.
And hopefully it has time to like die down.
Well, definitely. I mean, that as far as seasonal,
Right.
the winter times tends to be slower, but I don't know if it'll be less,
I know.
more in the seller's favor.
Well, our realtor said that they don't see a slowdown happening.
That's what my realtor says. Yeah,
I
It's kinda
know.
like it's what it is.
But I don't know. They're also trying to, sell houses. So I
They don't have to
understand.
try. They're just selling them.
Yeah.
They're
It's
selling
easy for them.
shacks for like $400K.
Yeah, I know.
So
But yeah,
You
we
guys will
still-
get that place. I think it'll work. I have a good feeling.
if it's
about
meant
it.
to
Me
be,
too.
it'll happen.
Yep.
So
did Shayna see it yet?
yeah. So I saw the open house, and then
Okay.
I immediately called. Shayna was at this wellness festival.
Right.
I was going to meet her there later, and I said we have to book a private showing because you need to see this in person, and we need to bring their realtor to see it as well. He was a friend of ours too, so I mean, I wanted her to see it anyways. But it's
So you switched realtors?
no, same realtor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, she's great. She's been really great for us. So, yeah,
That's good. Yeah, we still haven't even decided on location yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we're just putting it off till
Sure.
next year.
It's kind of the way to go. I have a buddy of mine that just, they were in the same situation. They lived over on the hill, like Walnut Hill and 75.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they moved to an apartment, which he loves it now. But they were trying to get into a house, and like it's just impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
Fair enough.
what I mean, you have to be persistent because eventually you'll get one.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like fishing.
Yeah.
exactly.
Eventually it'll work. Eventually you'll get one. I
Yeah.
mean, you're not going
Right.
to put in offers forever and
Right.
then not get one. I mean, eventually it'll happen.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, kind of going into this process, I really didn't want to get caught up in the whole scarcity sort of mindset.
Totally.
It's just like overpaying for everything, or just kind of getting caught up in that. I just kind of want to play it nice and easy, and kind of go with the flow with it.
Yeah.
So
Tiffany, I don't know if I told you this, but a few months ago, Tiffany and I put an offer on a place. And
really?
Yeah, this was a while back. And we just wanted to see what happened.
Right.
And it didn't work out, thank goodness, because someone else came in and offered like 40 grand over what we offered.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
got the house. And they got it. And then we find out there's all these
I was just about to say.
foundation problems. There's
Yeah.
like all kinds of issues
Nightmare.
that were going to have to be repaired with the house.
yeah.
And this person just didn't even care. They're like, yeah, whatever, just do it. I'm like, that's great. Like, that's just stupid.
How can you compete with stupidity?
How can you do that?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder if that person did an appraisal waiver, which is what you're saying that everyone's doing now.
well,
that means that
Because doesn't that mean that you forego your chance to get the house appraised before you put an offer in?
no, appraisal waiver means
Okay.
you're going to get the house no matter what it's appraised at.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm thinking
We're
of
traditionally in
something
your
else.
option period. Like, if it's appraised at a certain amount,
Okay.
you can back out
You
of
can
it.
back out.
Okay.
And the other thing, too, is like if you're doing a financed offer, so like if you're financing it with a mortgage company and the house appraises for way less than what
Right.
you agreed to, usually a lender will not make up that difference. They'll
won't.
just say, hey, you have to come
up
out of
the
pocket.
$25K or whatever difference, and in addition to your down payment and your closing costs and all that.
Yeah.
So
That's wild.
that's a thing now, because the way the market is, it's going faster than the value of the house is.
Right.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, even the people who are selling their house are saying, like, yeah, this is way over what my house is worth.
Oh, yeah. I can't. So my house is being sold at the end of this month. I can't
that's
wait.
right.
I'm so
That's right.
excited. Because I bought it like March of last year. So a little over a year ago. And I think it's going to be way over. Well, I know it's going to be way over what I paid for it, but I'm hoping that it ends up being like a bidding war type situation. And the house is in perfect shape.
So it goes on the market
So it goes on the market like August 1st.
Okay.
And so, well, probably like the 3rd, because I'm going to do some, like touch up the walls and things like
Right.
that, stage it. And then I think that'll only take I'm hoping it's like a week-long process.
Right.
So
Are your tenants still in there? Okay.
I had to give them another month. It's a whole story.
Oh no.
Yeah. But
I could
it's a
only
good place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go by my place. It's great. I don't have
There
any
you
mature
go.
trees. I
There
have a
you
pool.
Yeah.
And it's not in the
just-
location you want.
It's not in the location. And I'm actually just like, the location's probably the most important part.
Yeah.
So
Where's your rent house located?
It's in Keller.
yeah. Like, I don't mind being further out. But I think we've already just decided, okay, this is the spot.
Yeah.
We'll keep looking for a house in this spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's funny because like this place, the appreciation should have happened like over the next 15 years,
yeah.
and it's happened over like 15 months.
Yeah. That's
Crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
Crazy how much
Insane.
it's appreciated. So I was like, I wish I would have figured out how to buy. Like I could have figured out how to buy, 20 of these things back a year ago.
Right.
Like I mean, I could have gotten crazy Ron Sturgeon and all these
Yeah.
people that we could have figured that out.
Right.
But we didn't know.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was
Hindsight's
going to go like
always
this.
20/20.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had no idea.
Had your bets.
How has upkeep on a pool been? Because I really want
Easy.
a pool, and Hayden's really against it.
Get a pool.
Yeah.
You don't like pools, right?
I like nature.
Yeah.
Put a pool in nature.
Yeah. Well,
It's not bad at all.
Okay.
Because the reality is that it costs. I'm trying to think of what they pay for that pool maintenance. I think
I'd get a jacuzzi.
maybe it's like $100 a month or something, and the person just comes out and cleans it, takes care of it, maintenances it. There was one thing during the freeze, a pipe on the pool broke, and it cost me like $150. So it was.
Wow.
Bad stuff can happen,
Right.
but it's not too terribly likely.
It's more like preventative maintenance.
Yeah, exactly. And depending on when the pool was built, there's warranties, and then your homeowner's insurance covers
Right.
the pool, so it's not that big of a risk. And honestly, just go into it knowing that you're going to pay a monthly fee to take care of it.
Right.
Because trying to take care of a pool yourself is a nightmare, and that's
I can
when
imagine.
it gets out of your hands, and then you have to pay all this money to fix it.
Yeah.
So, if you maintain a pool, it's fantastic.
Okay. If
But-
you're listening to this, Hayden,
Yeah, Hayden, go for
we're
the
getting
pool,
a
my
pool.
friend. The thing is, though, and I've learned this with Tiffany too, it's not so much about the pool, it's just about laying by the pool.
Yeah.
So it's like there's this huge expense for the pool,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like you're not putting your goggles on and swimming in the pool. It's about
Relax,
laying
I
on
know.
a chair next to the pool.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like having a house by the lake or, by the ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
People who live by the ocean hardly ever get in, but
Yep.
it's just the view of it. Kind of same with the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go for the pool. Why not?
Yeah.
You'll have kids one day and they're going to love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that something I mean, in going into the home buying process, not once have we thought, oh, is the school district good or whatever?
Yeah, we've talked about that. It plays a little bit into it. Because I was saying, even by the time that we have kids and they're in school, that's still probably like 7 to 10 years down the road. By the time
Wow.
Whatever. Oh my gosh, 7 to 10 years.
Well, I mean,
You'll be sitting right here next year like, well.
Yeah, that's what Hayden says too. I don't know. But I said like at least like 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, that's realistic.
Before we even like start talking about it.
Yeah.
And then it's probably like another 5 or 6 before
they're like in school and stuff. Yeah, that's true.
Enter.
I think about that a lot because you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Especially buying a house. It's like, all right, is this going to be, if, you know, this is going to be a permanent thing? It doesn't have to be permanent, but you don't want to be moving with 2-year-olds because you're
That's
out
true.
of space, or like something didn't quite work, or like, you know, you got to take yards into consideration. You have to take safety into consideration. You have to take bedrooms into consideration. Like, where are they in proximity to your bedroom?
Yeah.
You've got to consider, like, is there a playroom area? Is there...
Well, and if you consider school districts too, it helps the resale value. Whether you
Yeah,
have
100%.
kids in that home or not. So
There's no reason why Richardson should be this popular.
Richardson School District is great.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, people
like
love
that's the reason.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I grew up in Richardson. It's like, okay, it's just another suburb, but people freaking are clawing to get their hands on properties in Richardson.
I don't understand.
It's this younger families wanting to move in and get into that school district.
Well, it's kind of one of the last neighborhoods that you can move to that's still relatively close-ish to Dallas, and it's affordable.
Yeah. Well, not anymore.
Kind of.
Well, I should say it was affordable.
Yeah, kind of. Well, that's, I mean, even Keller. So Keller is an incredible school district, and which that's helping my place quite a bit. The other thing that's helping my place is the Schwab headquarters now is like a mile away from this place. So people that are moving here for that. But the school district plays a big piece in that. Yeah. But same thing. It was an affordable house like a year ago, and now it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
lucky for you.
It's been lucky for me, but it's just hilarious. I'm like, this is not correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, there's no reason that this house should be worth this.
That's insane.
But it's a strange beast.
It is strange.
It is.
It's kind of moving to. There's been a lot of different relevant news happening around kind of what we're doing at HiredUp. For instance, the TikTok is ramping up their jobs program or whatever they're calling it. But I think it kind of highlights actually why, we're a bit different than that, not to necessarily call them out or anything, but
sure.
On one hand, it's really good for us that they are recognizing the power of video when applying to jobs and for hiring managers. But on the other hand, using a platform that's already built for social media, like TikTok or like Instagram or something like that, unless it's a LinkedIn, which was kind of made for networking around jobs.
Right.
TikTok has turned into something through the people that have used it. It's become this sort of platform for a certain type of entertainment and a certain type of connection. And while it's great that TikTok is kind of recognizing the power of video for jobs, I feel like that particular platform has turned into something that's not really cohesive with this new jobs program. And I think that's kind of where we have a bit of an edge, in addition to the kind of the way it's being beta tested right now, where if anyone listening who doesn't know, more or less, haven't explained it to us before, but you have to go to a third-party site. You have to, basically do a video cover letter sort of thing on your personal TikTok, in addition to whatever videos you already have hosted on TikTok, then go to a third-party website and then apply for that job on that website, something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's not integrated into the actual platform yet.
Right.
And I think that's what separates us, is that while we're not necessarily a social media platform, though we have aspects of social media that we've integrated into our platform. Our platform from the beginning was made for hiring and for jobs and for video with that. And so we've kind of moved 5 to 10 steps ahead of where I feel like everyone else is at, in just kind of recognizing at this point, oh, video could be a good idea for the hiring process.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, just think about it from our perspective. Would you want to go onto your TikTok and create something where it's really professional and you're trying to look your best and trying to put your best foot forward, and right next to that is like, I don't know, a video of you dancing or something like that? Like, I would not want to mix those two at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I really like it, because it just proves that people want to. It's not so. Here's what it is. It's not so much a proving ground for us that companies want to use something like this. It proves that candidates want to apply like that.
Right.
And so, like, from my own perspective, going out there selling, and if I was a business owner of a chain of restaurants, one thing that resonates with them a lot when I say it is, hey, this is going to save you an enormous amount of time. Your managers are going to be able to manage again instead of being recruiters. But more importantly, the reason this is so valuable for you is because this is how candidates want to apply to your job. They don't want to type out a job application. They don't want to come sit in here and fill it out. This is how they want to do it. This is where they want to apply. This is the form that they want to apply with. And that really sticks with them. And so I think what the TikTok thing proves is that while it's kind of disjointed, and they'll figure it out, I mean, we'll beat them there, but while it's disjointed, it proves that candidates, it's showing companies that candidates want to apply that way.
right.
And so it's a situation to where there's no pointed questions, like you're not answering questions about or that the job has asked you or anything like that. You're just making a video like, hey, here's who I am, and then you copy that link and you put it into essentially what's a Google form that is just the URL link to that particular video on your TikTok. So it's very bizarre.
Yeah.
But what it's showing is that companies are willing to watch that because they see value in that.
Right.
And especially in this day and age, like, I think the other thing we're going to see through this whole COVID, I haven't said that word in like 3 weeks.
Oh, man.
But I'm willing to say
Broke
it now.
the spell.
So
Day zero.
I think what it's also going to prove is there's going to be a lot of people that make a career change, and their resumes before were not really supporting them because maybe they didn't have 1 year of experience or something like that. Now they're really not going to support them. Now, if you've suddenly switched careers and now you were in real estate and now you're a software developer, or you're a software developer and now you're in real estate, now your resume is really not going to support you.
Right.
So you definitely want to get your hands on a product like a TikTok resumes or a HiredUp, so that you can show who you are, because you don't have the experience anymore that you did in your previous career. So I think that's going to be really beneficial for us, because there's a lot of people that want to share their passion. While they might not be able to share the skill that they have yet, they want to share their passion for what they're going to do.
Yeah. Well, and we say this all the time, like, passion comes through video more than anything,
100%.
If you see someone on there who's extremely passionate about what they're talking about,
Oh, yeah.
you're going to want to hire that person, because you know that they'll, do what it takes to
Yeah, exactly.
kind of catch up skill-wise.
So I mean, I run these experiments all the time because just with this business, like I'm so obsessed with the power of video. So like the other day, I wanted to explain something to Jack. And instead of calling him, instead of texting him, or instead of doing the voice memo thing that I do, I just like took a video on my phone and just talked and then sent that to him. I did it to another friend. Back when Tiffany and I were first dating, like, you know, when it was just like we didn't really talk much, it was kind of just like texting here and there. Like I would do the same thing. Like I would just video myself and I would talk to her and then send it to her because I wanted her to like know what I was all about.
Yeah.
So it's extremely powerful. And I know that that's
really
not like I'm a person who kind of loves that. Like I like being in front of the camera. I like communicating that way. I know not everybody's like that. But I do think that it is an essential task for people to pick up and be okay with, because that's just where everything's headed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just where we're going, you know?
Well, and if you think about it too, the people who get really nervous in interviews, this is kind of, I mean, granted, there'll still probably be an interview, but this is a way to kind of get your foot in the door, so to speak, and like really be true to who you are and really just be candid. And it's not in front of everyone. It's in the comfort of your own home. So even if you're not necessarily comfortable on video, it's still something that you can do like privately, you know?
Did you ever watch The Intern with Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro?
I've heard of that movie. I never saw
I
it.
was thinking of the
movie.
one with James Franco.
No.
Okay.
No, that's the one with North Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies. I've watched it probably 20 times.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Really?
It's so good.
So random.
It's such a good movie.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's about this guy who retires and his wife has passed away, and then he's just bored because he went to work every day for his whole life, and so he sees this job posting for an intern, like a senior intern, at a this like online fashion company that Anne Hathaway started and owns, and so he applies and he gets it, and it's the story of like him. Anyways, it's great. You should watch it. It's very, very good.
Heard of it.
Anyways, the beginning of the movie, he gets this job posting, and it's like resumes are so old-fashioned. Spice it up by recording a video and uploading it to YouTube and emailing us the link, or email us the link. And so there's this scene in the video or in the movie where he has like a camcorder set up, and he's like sitting there and he's talking about why he's the perfect fit for the job.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've seen that for years, and now sitting here I'm like, well, bingo! Like they nailed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so important because I don't. It just is. I don't know.
Now I gotta go watch that.
It
movie.
just is. Go watch the movie.
It's funny that it's Anne Hathaway owning a fashion company.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you ever see The Devil Wears Prada?
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Yep.
I couldn't
It's like
remember
a
the movie.
continuation.
Yeah.
Or what's the movie where they steal all the diamonds that she's in?
Still diamonds? I don't know.
Is it Ocean's 8?
She's not in Oceans movies.
Not the one with all the guys. They did another one with all the
All
girls.
I feel like she is.
Well, I thought that was Sandra Bullock.
It is her, but Anne Hathaway is the girl that I think they steal from.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I saw that once. I wasn't impressed, so I probably blacked it out.
Put it out of your
That was
memory.
pretty good. I like heist movies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, that's
So
good.
funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I mean, everything's going towards video. I'm not too much on the dating app game, but I feel like it's heading towards that in a lot of ways as well, where people aren't going to want this curated profile with fake pictures or Photoshop stuff. It's just like, who are you really? Put yourself on video. And I actually think the way our app is set up is actually great for dating purposes as well.
Yeah.
Just with here's some screening questions. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Let's see how you are on camera.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? And
I
hey, it
think
could
it's
end up
great.
being a spin-off one day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, I think it'd be a great dating app.
Yeah.
Technically, somebody could use it as a dating app if they wanted to.
They could.
That might be kind of weird.
I'm hiring a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please enter the job code BOY
Oh my gosh, that'd be so
Right.
funny.
1268.
I mean, you could have your feed,
Yeah.
your company feed, so to
Right.
speak, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's very
I just
true.
think it's a little bit more personable than just kind of these, because there's videos on like the science of how to get the right person on a dating app and exactly
really?
what. Yeah, you haven't seen this?
No.
What, like, the type of photos that you need to have on your, I don't know,
Oh
on
my
your
gosh,
profile,
yeah.
and then the way that you text with someone. I don't know. It's all baloney, because you're not being yourself.
It's all rigged.
You're just trying to
So
be
dumb.
something that you
Right.
think other people want,
Mm-hmm.
when everyone wants genuine.
And that's the thing, okay? So I believe that humans are just inherently good at managing risk and also at picking up on people's character.
Totally.
I think when we're
Sixth sense.
surprised that people screw us, and we're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. We knew.
Yeah.
We just chose not to
Yeah.
face the music.
Because then you immediately go back and you're like, oh.
You're like, I knew
I missed-
that. There was
yeah.
a couple
Right.
things that I picked up on.
You're right.
But I was hopeful. So I think that, because one thing that I've heard is people say, well, if somebody knows that they're applying for a job, they're just going to give you the best answers. Well, yes, of course. But that person's still sitting in front of you. And regardless if they're on HiredUp or on a screen, or they're in person, the interview is no different. Like, it's not
Right.
like they're going to suddenly tell you that they're a terrible employee when
Right.
they're in the room with you. So, but same thing for dating. It's like, yeah, you're going to show your best behavior, but someone gets to actually see you face to face and like
Right.
hear you.
Yeah.
And, anyways, it's just so powerful. Video is
Unless
so
you're just
powerful.
a real sociopath.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
really hard to fake that stuff.
Yep.
Wow. Well, it's an interesting perspective that you said that you think people, what did you say, inherently
Inherently good at managing risk, and they're inherently good at
judging someone's character?
judging people's character.
Mhm.
Yeah, which I think is really interesting. I agree with that. But I don't think anyone's really kind of looked at it from that, because everyone says like, oh, I'm really good at,
Right.
judging someone,
Yeah, that's true.
thinking that other people aren't, but I am,
Right.
Well, I think there's people that are more in tune with it. I think everyone has that ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we said, sometimes people just
Like-
ignore it or
Yeah.
don't use
Right.
that ability, and then that's where they get into trouble,
Yeah.
and then they have 20/20 vision after the fact. But I think everyone has that. It's just about tapping into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Trusting
I never
your
thought of
gut.
it like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It could also
That's
be
true.
a fantastic method to stop catfishing, because if you set a preloaded list of questions that are specific to you,
Totally.
Yeah.
and dates out there are answering those questions,
Yeah.
you know that it's not like Jim from Idaho
Yeah. Right.
on the other end.
Yeah.
Totally.
I saw someone post, I think the MTV show was called Catfish.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she like recorded, and she's like, how is this show even still around in 2021? Like, how are people still catfishing people? I'm like, it's so true. Like, I don't know how you
I mean,
still
people
even
are
get-
still get
so
those
easy.
spam emails of Russian brides.
That's wild.
Like there's people that still do that stuff too.
Yeah.
Get
It's
caught up.
crazy what people will do.
Yeah.
But they'll do it. Like, there are still tons of people that act like others.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, the catfish thing, that was based on a movie, and then it became a TV show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember seeing the movie way back when, and
Oh.
I'd never seen anything like it because it was like a horror movie.
Oh.
They portrayed it like a horror movie, and it ended up being just like this just sad old lady or something.
And then they're always
Oh,
like
man.
so regretful. They're like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was
Yeah.
hurting people. It's like, you've been
Yeah.
talking to a whole family for 2 years.
Right.
You don't know you were hurting people because clearly the people that do that are hermits and don't
Right.
interact with humans.
It's very bizarre.
Well, it reminded me of the other day where you were saying that people in China want to marry their computer. Weren't you saying that or something?
We were talking about that.
not
Or it's illegal to
Jack
marry?
said something.
They can.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
they're able, I guess, to marry their computer.
Eesh. Well, it reminded me of people who catfish too, because they spend 2 or 3 years behind a computer pretending to be someone without
Yep.
ever meeting this person, but they think they're in a full-blown relationship.
Right.
Have you seen 90 Day Fiance?
Oh my gosh,
I
yes.
just not gonna watch it.
It's hilarious. These
Yeah.
people travel across the world for these people that sometimes don't even exist.
The one that I think is the craziest, I forgot what it's called, like Love at First Sight or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're in a room and these scientists like get to know like all these types of people, and then they pair you up with someone who they say that you're scientifically proven to like live the rest of your life with and be happy, but you don't meet them
Yeah.
until you're walking down the aisle and you say I do. Isn't
This is
that
some
wild?
freaking psychotic
So you go through
stuff.
like they get
That's great
like the
TV.
girls all dolled up or whatever for the wedding. They get your family involved. There's a real wedding, and you walk down the aisle, and you meet them for the first time. And then after that, it goes into the honeymoon and then life with each other. And like you're living with someone who you're still trying to get to know.
People from other countries are like, why is this interesting?
Yeah, I know.
Why is this TV?
Well, yeah. Like I have family members that are like, yeah, we knew each other for an hour.
That is
know?
wild.
Yeah. I do think there's just some things that, man, science can't fully,
Yeah. Predict.
you can't fully put together. There's just sometimes there's some things, kind of like those types of things where it's like, yeah, the algorithm works or whatever,
Yep.
but sometimes the algorithm doesn't work and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are extrasensory things happening that you can't quite explain.
Oh, I completely agree. But
And,
man, is it a great TV.
Oh yeah,
TV
no,
show.
it sounds like
Fantastic
amazing TV.
it
Yeah,
is.
but
I like it.
yeah, that's interesting. I thought everything.
How's the training going?
Training?
The personal training, the workouts.
Yeah, it's going great. I actually go back to the gym today
Nice.
after work. My first day back since
That's awesome.
Vegas. Yeah, but it's been going really well.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love my personal trainer, and he's all about mindset, which I
cool.
love.
Yeah.
So he's actually doing a Facebook Live today talking about mindset.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but
Cool.
it's been going really well.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's fun.
definitely.
I did not want to go to the gym this morning,
Yeah,
but I did.
good for you.
Yeah, it was.
And you got to knock it out.
Gotta knock it out.
Yeah,
I've changed to. I never thought I would do it, but I've switched to evening gyms.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Are
It's
you
crazy.
and Tiff going together?
We do sometimes,
Yeah.
but she's been doing F45.
Oh yeah.
She likes these gyms. She was at a place back in Denver where she loved it. It was like all these football players that owned it and ran
Yeah.
it. And she's trying to find a place like that down here.
Yeah.
So she kind of goes back and forth. Like she'll go to Lifetime with me, and then she'll go do her own thing. But
Nice.
it's really great.
Is it?
I never could do it forever. Like I always had to do the morning thing.
Yeah.
But now it's great, and it just came down to like purely physical reasons. Like I was realizing that like my max weight that I could push in the morning was everything I had.
Right.
And then I would go in the afternoon and I could lift more.
Really?
Which
That's
makes sense
interesting.
because you're well fed and you have more energy, like in just to push that kind of like your muscles have more gas later in
Right.
the day. So anyways, for that reason I've had to change it. And it's actually been okay. Like I figured out how to schedule it and work it in
Right.
just like right before dinner. Didn't think I would ever like that, but I actually love it because now, it was up at 5:15 and then it was reading, then it was gym, then it was back. Like I had boom, 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 boom,
Right.
all these things to do. And now it's like I just have more time in the morning, like from 5:15 until 9 is like I can kind of do whatever I want.
Right.
I can read, I can research, I can study some stuff. Like there's I can work out people that I'm going to, get in touch with for sales this week and all those kinds of things. And so
That's nice. A little bit more free flowing.
Yeah,
morning.
it's nice. I'll tell you what though, it's a completely different crowd in the afternoon.
Yeah, it is.
Because the crowd in the
I was
afternoon,
just about to say,
they jack around.
they're
just
savages.
A bunch
Doesn't
of
matter where you go, what gym it is. The people in the afternoon compared to the morning,
Totally
they are
different deal.
different species.
Yep. The morning crowd is like focused.
So
Yeah.
Like they're not there to mess around. They're there
quiet.
to. They're just. They
Yes.
want to.
It's like boom,
get it
boom,
done.
boom, done.
The afternoon crowd, and at the gym that I go to is like all the high schoolers.
Yeah.
You know, that are like just want to go hang out
Right.
Yeah.
and just kind of
Talk
and
have like
chat.
three different. They have three different spots
Machines,
that they're
yes,
they're holding. I'm like,
Oh,
what the heck
I
is going
ripped
on?
into one kid one day. Yeah, because he had, they had like all their all of this
All the
stuff, just
crap.
unracked weights
Yeah.
all over, and I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
are you going back?
You
to,
there.
you there?
Yeah.
Like, pick that crap up.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But totally different deal. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll manage that. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going tonight. Not necessarily looking forward to it for that very reason.
Yeah.
And it's much busier
At
at
night.
night than
Yeah.
it is in the morning, no
Yes.
matter what time. If it's
Yep.
Yep.
before dinner or after dinner
Yep.
or an hour before close, like
What gym is it?
Trophy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still going to Trophy.
Yeah.
I like Trophy. I was a member there. I think I told you
Yeah.
like 2 years ago.
Yeah. I love Trophy.
And it was cool. I liked it.
And all the people that work there.
Yeah.
But don't necessarily love it at night.
How many locations do they have?
I know there's the Uptown, and then they have one off Mockingbird
Uh-huh. Okay.
and downtown.
Gotcha. Okay.
Speaking of
Downtown
multiple
one's closed.
locations, I realized there's another Macero in Addison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally missed that.
Oh,
There's
really?
I think
I'm like, I
there's-
went to the one in Plano. No, we went to we had a lunch meeting, not meeting, a lunch
hangout.
hangout.
A group lunch.
Yeah, in Victory Park, and
Yeah.
I was driving the other day. I'm like, oh my gosh, how'd I miss that? Of course, there's like a billion restaurants in,
Yeah, there really
in
is.
Addison. So.
Yeah. I love Addison Restaurant. Hudson House.
Hudson House is amazing.
I love Hudson House.
Yeah.
Love
Tiffany and I
Hudson
go
House.
there all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
French chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Their iced tea is great. You know what's funny? Want to hear something really funny? I love iced tea.
That's funny.
So speaking of iced tea,
Not sweet tea.
no.
Yeah.
The other day I went to get an iced tea, and I was like, where I really like the green tea. My favorite green tea is Chop Shop,
Okay.
but my second favorite has always been Flower Child. So I walked into Flower Child to get an iced tea, and I was nauseous.
Oh no.
Just the smell of Flower Child
Oh, you have-
literally makes me sick now.
You've probably
You've
outdone
done-
yourself.
Well, I haven't eaten there in like 2 months.
Wow.
You've done what you did with the peanuts thing.
I know.
The mixed
peanut.
nuts.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
I'm a professional
like-
overshooter. I have no medium.
Yeah.
It's either
All or nothing.
All or nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
same thing with this. It's like,
Yeah.
how about I like think about an app and maybe ask some people on the side, or I'll just quit my job.
Yeah.
And like I have
Just go
no.
make it.
Yep, I
Just
have
go
no
do it.
medium.
That's funny.
But I'm telling you, I was literally like, okay, get me my tea, and I got to get out of
Yeah.
here
Oh my
because this is
gosh.
gross.
Yeah.
Oh
Are you sensitive to smells?
no,
No.
just something about that Flower Child. It makes me think of that, like, gross chicken and the
Yeah.
greasy sweet potatoes.
Oh man.
Ugh, nasty.
Yeah. I
I'll
haven't
eat
been
there
there in a
from
while
time
either.
to time.
You what?
I'll still eat there from time to time.
Well, I still in my head, I'm like, the food's great. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the food's fine.
Yeah.
But
although you had a bad experience there as well.
Yeah, the shrimp
Yeah.
aren't really cooked all the way through.
Yeah.
yeah, that's funky. They start. What happens is
It gets
in
super
the
busy.
afternoon they
Mm-hmm.
get busy, so things just start flying out of the kitchen,
Yeah.
and they're not monitoring.
Yeah.
Lunch, there's like a line out the door.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That always scares me a little bit. And then the
Right.
to-go, so the tall guy there, like we kind of became friendly
Yeah.
because, I'm there every day. And he told me that their to-go orders are more than the people in the restaurant.
Yeah.
I believe
Totally.
it.
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's still like that, I think, for a lot of restaurants. Even though the restaurants have fully opened up again,
Yeah.
the to-go is still a massive, massive.
It outweighs.
Right.
And then if they use platforms like Grubhub and Uber Eats and stuff, it's kind of like the whole App Store thing. They take off like 30%.
Huge amounts. They don't like to do it.
30%. No, they'd rather I mean, if they're smart, they'll try to have their own
Delivery people.
integrated. Yeah. But that's just kind of an important note if you want to support your restaurant that you're getting stuff from. See if they have a way outside
on
of
their
Grubhub
website.
or Uber Eats or something.
Mi Casina does.
The casino. Chop Shop's the same way.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
Chop Shop, yeah, you go, and they always ask you, they're like, hey, if you're going to order to go, or if you're going to order delivery.
Right.
Personally, I think delivery is such a ripoff. They charge you so much money.
Yeah. It's like an extra $15.
Yes,
Said and done.
I know.
Wow.
Fees and stuff.
Yeah, somehow it's like you order a meal and then it's $58.
Wow.
But Chop Shop, you go to their website and they have their own delivery thing.
Yeah.
And I guess they have their own delivery drivers
Oh,
that are just on standby.
nice.
Yeah. I mean, there's pros and cons. Obviously, with the Grubhub and Uber Eats, you get that exposure, and you get people that don't know about you,
Right.
find you,
see you
and
on
then
there.
you know what I mean.
Yep.
So, pros and
That's
cons,
true.
but
Yeah.
it's kind of a similar
I'm not a
situation.
big takeout food person. I like eating at the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I used to be a big takeout person. I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
I really give props to restaurants when they have great takeout, like presentation.
Mm-hmm.
They've really thought about the types of boxes and stuff, and
Yep.
the box that it comes in, and some people go all out. They'll have like a little note in there, or
Really?
people who go up the extra mile instead of just like, here's a brown paper bag and
Right.
Yeah.
some paper thing
Yeah.
that's seeping sauce through.
Yeah. It's like the other day we ordered pho to
Yep.
go.
Oh man, that's not a to-go meal.
I don't like pho to go either.
That's funky.
But Hayden wanted to get it to go, and I hate when you take it home. Like you have to put it in your own bowl,
And you
mix
got to
it
pour all the broth.
Yes,
in the
I know,
thing.
and then you have to have a big enough bowl for it. But this place that we ordered from, Delat, I think it was
Yeah.
called, right off Fitzhugh.
Yep.
They put it in like a bucket already for you, so it's like a to-go bowl. Put it.
I'm picturing like a Lowe's bucket.
No, think of
Like
it
a Home Depot bucket.
like a KFC bucket.
When you're done, you can turn it over and sit on it.
It's kinda
Could I have an
like
extra one of those to
a
sit on it?
KFC bucket of chicken. That's
Wow.
sounds really gross, but it was just so nice because we didn't have to get out bowls or
Yeah.
anything like that. You just poured the broth in and it was ready to eat right there.
It's ready to eat.
And then you can toss the bowl when you're done.
Yep.
I was like, man, that's really
pretty
nice.
good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pho to go.
But to go,
Yeah.
to go pho. To go pho.
Yeah.
So just real quick, it's funny because there's a lot of things I find in life that, I always talk about endurance and about how like people that win or just hard things. It's not so much the acute problem. It's not about the ability to solve acute problems. It's the ability to sustain an activity for a very long period of time. Like you can go to the gym once and just hammer it out. But if you really want something, it's the sustained
Long
endurance.
term.
Yeah. And I think everything is like that, and business is no different. And so these little businesses that we're but these businesses that we're starting to pick up are a perfect example of that. Like you guys we all have spent a long period of time just grinding, just envisioning the day of when like big names that people recognize are going to start picking it up and realizing the value and using it. And now we're seeing that. We're seeing that with Chick-fil-A, right? And multiple other companies. And like now we're getting meetings with more people, and it's like starting to roll,
Right.
So that's very exciting for me. Which, by the way, we're very, very aggressively hiring a salesperson. Okay, so we're going to offer them a good base pay and then commission. So if you guys know anybody that wants to do something like that,
Yeah.
that's a hunter, like someone
Yeah,
who can go
right.
out and hustle, let me know.
Okay.
But it's exciting right now. I say that all the time, and it starts to sound kind of old, but it's exciting because the app's in a really good spot, and it's in the place now to where we can sell it, and we're starting to tick over those larger accounts to where we can really kind of punch a hole in the whole industry. So
Exactly.
it's a slow growth thing that we want to become a fast growth thing. But now we're starting to get names on board that can really kind of carry us, which is good.
Yeah.
Well, it's only a matter of time too, before these other names start.
Oh yeah,
popping on board.
And not to bring it back, but I mean, there was a lot of big names on this whole like beta thing for TikTok. So, and the fact that we're like 10 steps ahead of where they are, and we have those big names that are interested, shows that those big names are willing to try something new and see the benefit of it, like we talked about. So, I feel like it's going to be an exponential thing. Like we'll have 1, 2, 3. All of a sudden, there's 50.
Right.
I agree. I think it'll be a 1, 2, 3, 50, 1,000, 6,000. I think it's going to
prepare for the avalanche.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we're going to have real problems.
Yeah.
Then we have to figure out how the heck are we going to manage.
Those are great problems.
I was about to say great problems, but
but big ones.
Yeah. Big waves to overcome.
Well, very good stuff. Excited for what's to come. I think we're in a really exciting spot, and there's only more positive things that are happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's nice doing a little debrief.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. It's a very unique time in the job market tw. So we are coming
in hot.
Coming in hot. Yeah. Look out.
Yeah. Also, if any of you out there are interested in a job at Chick-fil-A, go to the HiredUp Instagram and look at the job code. I think it's CHI. Can you pull that up real quick?
Yeah.
We'll just go ahead and give it to you.
Let's see.
For a job at Chick-fil-A.
CHI 16274.
CHI 16274 is the job code to enter. Once you create a profile, enter that job code, and that'll take you straight to the Chick-fil-A job. So definitely do that. If you're interested, we're going to have a couple more of those that we start pushing out. I'd like to start also promoting like Aleda's job.
Yeah.
And a few others. So
sure.
We'll see.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have anything else?
No.
More to come.
More to come.
Stay tuned.
Exciting time.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
We'll see you.